myself and Tim Sherwood. Let's talk about Man City. Back-to-back defeats for Pep Guardiola's side, beaten by Spurs last time out, and then Brighton this weekend. And after a good hour where they played pretty well and they controlled things for the majority of it, Erling Haaland had a number of chances in the game as well. It could have actually put the game to bed. But Brighton came good in the last half an hour. Made the changes at the right time and changed the fortunes of the game. Credit to who's to be able to do that. He's only a young manager, but in game he's managed to see it. He's kept his calm, and he sent some very experienced players, certainly James Milner, onto the pitch, and it turned it around. But it was not necessarily the personnel. It was just the impetus what he gave them and the instruction what he gave them, because it wasn't working in the first half. And as you quite rightly say, it was Haaland's. He had the run of the pitch, really, and should have scored 2 or 3 goals, albeit he scored 1. It looked like they might cruise. We got excited about Man City, didn't we? First game of the season, when they played Wolves. Wolves are a poor side. Man City will beat them, but they've really struggled. They've got a lot of new players. They're trying to integrate them into the Premier League and to the Man City way. At the moment, they're having a struggle up. Yeah, certainly are. Let's have a look at the XG map, and it actually just pinpoints everything that you've just said. City on top, first half. Haaland had 8 touches in the first half. 5 of them were shots, but the XG through the roof. It should have been outside. Should have scored more. Brighton made the changes. 61 minutes. Those 4 substitutes came on, and you say, as you quite rightly say, gave them energy, gave them drive. All of a sudden, they started being more direct as well. They started to play the ball a little bit longer, and they had runners in behind. But the XG just shows that after making those changes on 61 minutes, the XG shot up, and it actually, in the end, surpassed Man City's. And probably Man City didn't deserve to lose, because for an hour they were the better side. But they end up losing the game 2-1. Carbon copy of what happened last year. Went 1-0 up at Brighton last season and got beat 2-1. Same again this season. Well, you need to make changes. You need to make positive changes. And I think that there's always someone upstairs watching the game, and they see more of the game up there. They would have told him at half-time. Maybe you want to look at, they're playing 3v3 at the back, Man City, get the ball forward a little bit quicker. Their weakness, I always feel, especially now, is their defence. So if you get at them, no one's scared of Man City anymore. They don't dominate the ball. They don't create too many chances. So get at the defenders. And I think in the first half, they were trying to be too precise and play through. After an hour or so, they played a little bit more direct, and as you say, they just played through them. Let's have a look at the game then. Rodri made a difference, didn't he? Coming into the team for Man City, he gives them that control, doesn't he? He's always available. He's the reference. The players trust him, and he's reliable in possession of the ball. Yeah, I'm just going to pause it here, because actually it was a really interesting way and set up for Man City, because they had Haaland up top, as we know he plays through the middle, right up top. But the 2 wider players, because often when we've watched Man City in the past, they've had a line of 3 right at the top end of the pitch. But actually, if we look at this now, Oscar Bob and Marmoush, really close, really narrow. The width actually came from Nouri on the left-hand side and Nunez on the right, the 2 full-backs. But the 2 wider players, or you'd expect 2 wider players for Man City, Oscar Bob and Marmoush, were very close and narrow. Absolutely. I mean, if that was Phil Foden and Jack Grealish the last couple of seasons ago, that's exactly where they wanted to be playing. They want to play infield. But he's decided to do it now. He was asking them to play here, really, wasn't he? That's where we would have expected to have seen them. That's where we would have seen them, but it's tailor-made for Phil Foden and Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish's obviously gone to Everton now. Phil Foden's got an injury at the moment. Look, they're capable of doing it. Of course they are. But it was a strange tactic. And big opportunity early on. Worked in the first half. Big opportunity early on. I don't know what he's trying to do there. He's almost caught in a few minds to... Was it a chip? Was he trying to drag it across the goalkeeper? Not entirely sure, but I'm just going to pause it again, because what they did, I think it's Bernardo Silva on this occasion, rather than Rodri, but tended to be Rodri, actually, that dropped in between the 2 centre-backs. Then you've got the 2 full-backs who are providing the width. So you've got Nouri, there's Nunez, and then, again, Marmoush. Little diamond, and Bob. Again, around Erling Haaland. Again, that 3. I don't know whether they're just trying to get service to Erling Haaland a little bit quicker, potentially, because I think he gets frustrated at times if the service doesn't come quick enough. Good take, good play. Great touch. He was lively, Mamouche, but I just think it was about the big man, really. I mean, it was just it was off. I mean, he did well with a header. I
thought they pressed really well.
Yeah.
I thought
the timing's good. You see them there; they're on their way.
Squeezed.
You know, they're not waiting too long. They're on their way. You can't play through them.
Yeah. And Erling Haaland closes down the goalkeeper.
See now, see this now.
Yeah.
If you hold it there.
Yeah.
They're trying to play through. They've had about 6 passes. They're getting nowhere. That man who I talked about sitting upstairs and talking to Hürzeler at half-time, he would have said to him, they're playing 3v3 at the back here. If we can get the ball forward earlier and quicker, we can get at these 3 defenders, and that's exactly what they did in the second period. But you need the analysis guy to look at it. He sees it out there. It's very difficult for Hürzeler to see that when he's sitting on the pitch side.
And another good opportunity goes begging for Man City. Rodri's wild effort. But good football. Rodri again breaking play up in the middle of the pitch. Makes such a difference.
That was a positive to come out of the game. Rodri looked fit, in my opinion.
Bob and Mamouche combining that central again. And a good finish from Erling Haaland. So it was all going to plan, really, wasn't it, for Pep Guardiola and Man City in that first half? He actually said that he's seen really good signs in training. He was really pleased with the first hour in this game as well. It was the last half an hour where it fell apart. Let's have a look at why it fell apart, or how it fell apart, should I say. First hour, XG for Man City, 1.65 to 0.05 for Brighton, 8 shots to 1. But that turned around after those substitutions. Look at the XG in that last half an hour, 2.24 for Brighton, 11 shots to City's 4. And they didn't have a shot on target in that last half an hour.
And it wasn't anything what Man City did different. It was about these.
Yeah.
About Hürzeler changing the way his team play in personnel, but also... Look at the changes come on, but they're coming on with instruction to move it, penetrate forward, make runs forward, dribble with the ball, go back to front a little bit more, get out the 3v3.
It was too slow, wasn't it? In that first period, and they've got this habit, Brighton, of
forward.
Well, I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it there. And all of a sudden, breaking through the midfield. 4 against 3. You said about if you can get the ball quickly to those forward positions, they go 3 for 3. Well, actually, that's 4 for 3. Now, for Brighton, on the break, breaking through that Man City midfield, decent save from Trafford, who actually had a good game after the criticism he got against Spurs last time. Going long, I think we said, can you get from back to front quickly? Look, all of a sudden, you've got players at the top end of the pitch, and they're making runs now in behind. Can you pick them out?
4v4.
4v4.
Don't worry about playing through midfield. Just get the ball forward early. You can get out this side. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah.
Played in Man City's half, played in their last final third, put them under pressure. Cuba Minter was really good on the day.
You know what, like, you've been there, mate. You see the crowd. By playing this way, playing forward, gets them on the edge of their seats, creates an atmosphere, the momentum changes. All they need is a goal.
How often do you see Brighton playing out from the back? They get on the ball, they play to Van Hecke, they play to Dunk. I think before the game yesterday, Dunk and Van Hecke were the highest pass combination to each other in the Premier League this season. They keep the ball at the back, they keep the ball in their own half. I think they had really high possession in their own half. All of a sudden now, instead of that, they go bang. Let's go long. Let's break that press, because Man City's press in the first half was really good. Let's go and play in their half, and let's go and be positive.
Put them under pressure.
Put them under pressure.
Find the right pass. All you need is a goal now. That's all they need. They're crying for that because they know that it's a momentum shift. You know, go long. Suck them in to play over the top. That's what you need to do. There they go. There's one on the wide. Now slide it down the sides. Now you've got 3v3 at the back now. Time and time again.
Oh, again, it's probably 4. It's 4 against 3. Again, isn't it, for Brighton? Hürzeler, and unlucky.
Drag him in to go over the top.
Well, this is a strange one. This is a strange one. I'm looking at this again. Talk about numbers, overload, 4 against 3. Look at Pep. He's actually saying to Rico Lewis, where are you going?
Let's go back.
He's saying, get in here. Where have you gone? I'll take it back. I'll take it back and how it develops then.
What was Rico thinking of?
Because he's in a good position. At that point there, he's actually can see him, he can deal with him. So he's touch tight with him. He's fine, no problem at all. Play it on. All of a sudden, he gets himself into a position here.
Watch Pep.
Yeah, and straight away he says to him, where are you going? Well, get back. come and deal with this one, because all of a sudden we're now a man light.
No idea what Rico's doing. I think he had a little bit of sunstroke on the south coast there. Must have brain phase problem now. Still got a lot to do, by the way.
Good finish, wasn't it? Good composure, wasn't it?
Brilliant. Look at the crowd.
It's been easy to take that shot too early. Crowd were up. He was up as well. Fabian Hürzeler.
Yeah, he's not shy.
He's not shy. He's got a really good record against Pep Guardiola as well. If we have a look at it, he's had 3 matches against him now. He's won twice. He's drawn 1, and Guardiola's yet to beat him. That's unusual for Pep Guardiola in 3 games.
Some scalp to have Pep's. Would like to have that. He's a very good manager, this boy. You know, he's a student of the game. Obviously got into it very, very early, and he's working with a group of players. They continually sell their best players. The best run club in the Premier League by none. Yeah.
Congratulations. Before we get into the finer details, just sum up that game and this victory from your perspective.
Football is not always about tactics. Football is sometimes about the energy you have in the team, the energy you bring on the pitch, the intensity you play the game, and the togetherness you have. And I think we showed it today that in the second half we had this energy, we had this intensity. It was not the nicest game, I would say, but it was very intense and in the second half full of energy, and this can win you games.
Clearly, the substitutions made a big difference. I think we'll call it the Fab Four that you brought on. Very rare that we see a manager bring on all 4. What was in your mindset? Did you sense that there wasn't, as you've alluded to there, not enough intensity prior to that?
I had the feeling we didn't really believe in ourselves. I had the feeling that we weren't in the game. We didn't have the intensity, the energy we want to have on the pitch. You need to have on the pitch when you want to challenge Manchester City, and therefore I decided to make the 4 changes. But I always try to emphasize that it's always a decision we do together with my team, with my staff. And in the end, I think the players have to deliver on the pitch, and all the 4 subs they delivered today, and I'm very pleased with their performance. But also the players who were on the pitch had a big impact, because four players can't win the game, so it's always a team performance. So I'm grateful for everyone.
Did you sense the instant impact that they had? Because almost immediately the game momentum shifted in your favour.
I think there's some character, some attitudes inside of the players you can bring out, and I think that's very important to know the profiles from your players. Who is an energy giver, who needs a little bit energy from his teammate, who can play intense, who's more the guy who controls and organizes. So all the players have different profiles, and therefore it's really important to understand the personality behind the player, because then you can play with these things, and then you can have a feeling what you need in this moment on the pitch. And today we needed energy, we needed personalities who enjoyed being on the pitch, who are energy givers, and therefore we made this change.
You mentioned personality, you mentioned energy, also perhaps leadership. You look at James Milner, 39 years young, almost seconds on the pitch, then a huge pressure moment. How much do you need someone with that mentality and belief and leadership in those moments?
I think you need it a lot. You said the word belief, and exactly that's it. He spreads it. He has always the belief that we can beat everyone, and that spreads to the others, and that spreads also to the crowd. And of course there was pressure in that moment with the penalty, but I think that he dealt with a little bit more pressure in his past already. He had some great highlights in his career. So overall, I'm very happy with him, how he performed, how he is not only as a player, also as a personality, and he proved it today that he can help us.
Pep Guardiola's worst start to a league season ever, not just at Man City, ever. Just 3 points from his first 3 games.
Are we ruling him out for the Premier League title?
I just think they're a work in progress.
I think it's very difficult to rule out that man.
Yeah.
Not for 1 minute am I going to stand up here and think they're going to win the Premier League. I think he's a genius. I think he just has.
Pep at 1-0 just before those 4 Brighton substitutions, it felt like it might be quite a sort of uneventful, routine-ish kind of Manchester City win. You were in control, looking comfortable. And how did it get away from you?
Yeah, we conceded a goal. They were excellent 1 hour. Many things I like since many months, so I'm not complaining about, but we are not able to win game. And after the goal, we shift we forgot to play. We were more thinking the consequences that do it, and that's why we could not, win the game.
Is that are you hinting at a sort of mental thing? Because there's an element of fear now which maybe Man City teams haven't had over the last couple of years? Or that, well, maybe did at times last season, but not until last season?
Yes, but we changed many things. And it sometimes a little bit in the process, but I said I like many things we are doing. Will be wasting of time to make a click. Now the transfer window will be finished, and when we come back we'll see the real squad. And yeah, it was quite Tottenham. We start really well, so we didn't concede anything. We conceded the first goal, and after that, like, we drop a little bit. Why? Well, they have to continue. So football, there are moments that always you struggle, and but you have to continue. But I like many things the team have done here, but we're not able to win.
Can I ask you what you didn't like from your team today?
No, I like many things. It's just, of course, when we conceded the goal, we forgot, or we stopped, to try to play. And okay, they had some momentum. It's normal. But in that moment, we stopped.
Historically in English football, there's been times when Liverpool were unbeatable, Manchester United were unbeatable, Arsenal had their moment, and there are times then when the opponents begin to believe that actually you can get something from Manchester United, you can get something from Liverpool. Do you think now that opponents feel, even at 1-0 down, they can still get something from your team?
But it's just one game. It's the beginning of the season. We will see what happens. We'll see what happens. It depends on us. It depends what happens. And the season just started. Of course, we have the disadvantage of 6 points behind.
There's been so many changes at Man City.
Yeah.
So many new players coming in. It's a work in progress. It's going to take time for them to really gel, I think.
And you think that man's going to spend the next 3 years at Man City not winning?
Well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I'll tell you what. Let's ask Leroy. Let's ask Leroy. What do you think then, Man City? Do you rule them out of the title? Tim says you cannot rule Pep out.
I mean, it's difficult, isn't it, to rule them out? But looking at their form from last season and this season, you have to say, Liverpool and Arsenal are in much better shape at this moment in time. But, just within a couple of weeks, this guy can turn it around. The break's come at a good time, I think, for City. Sometimes I think you need a win to go into the break. I think this will be good for City.
They've won 10 and 15 games on the spin time and time again, but they've a little bit more Premier League experience.
They peak at the back end of the season, don't they? Yeah. Definitely.
They do. Talk about peaking. There's a guy who peaks every year for about 23 years, and that's James Milner. Unbelievable career. He's an absolute legend. And I just wanted to take you back to his first goal, because this goal, back in 2002...
His first Premier League goal?
His first Premier League goal made him the second youngest player in Premier League history to score a goal at 16 years old, 23 years ago. Then you go to yesterday, and he scores a penalty, steps up, calls a cucumber, and this made him the second oldest player to score.
Only been on 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely. Tim, how good is he? How good is he?
He's just a wonderful example to any young player who wants to get the most out of his career. Just keep yourself right off the field. You're never, ever going to see this boy on the front page of any papers. Yeah. Always about headlines on the back page. He trains like it's the last day in the world for him. He looks after his body. Mm-hmm. He eats the right food, and he's got a longevity. I would give everything I have now to have played at the age where he's playing. Yeah. I wish I looked after myself.
Absolutely.